Good afternoon, Suriya. How are you today?
Yeah, good afternoon, Joanne. I'm good. Thank you. How
And
about
good afternoon to everyone who is listening in and joining us today. And we thought we would have a conversation today to introduce you to a little bit more about Changing Cycles, what our vision is, who our mentors are, and what our plans are for 2024. So, for those who aren't aware, we founded Changing Cycles in July 2020. It was my kind of COVID project, a vision I'd had for some time. And I put the call out to some other women who were very supportive of that vision and came on board. That took a little while to find its feet and kind of figure what direction it was going to be. And we were really very blessed to be really well received by our local communities, and schools that I had worked in were really interested in what we were doing as well. And the vision had always been that it wouldn't just be about what I was offering, that there would be more of us involved in what the offerings of Changing Cycles were. So our vision at Changing Cycles is a world where menstrual awareness, menstrual education, the cyclical nature of women is understood, respected, and that women have the awareness that they need and the support that we need in a culture and in a society to be able to live in awareness of our menstrual cycles and to embody the energetic phases of those cycles in our everyday lives. And there is no doubt in my mind that that will cause a positive ripple effect out into the world, into our homes, into our communities, and that we will really only then see true equality, and better health outcomes, better wellness, all of the positives that can come from a society that actually 50% of is working with themselves rather than against themselves. So that's the vision. I put the call out then last year for some mentors to join me, and Suriya was one of those. And over the next few weeks, you'll be meeting some of the others. So, Suriya, thank you for the opportunity to chat with you today and to find out a little bit about you and to share that with those who are part of our Changing Cycles community or people who are new to what we're doing. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Suriya, and the magic that is Suriya.
hello, everyone. It's great to meet you through the changing cycles. I'm Suriya, and I live in Newry for the past 19, 20 years. And I'm basically a microbiologist working in Norbrook. But I've always had this passion of doing something different. And as a child, I wanted to do something different and changing cycles. I've been following Joanne for a long time, and now I'm part of this one, part of Changing Cycles, and I would like to do a bit to the community through Changing Cycles.
Brilliant. Yes, our journey connected, I guess, in another space, a Sure Start space, way back when your children were small, Suriya. And what always strikes me in the Sure Start community is the importance of women supporting each other through those different stages. Particularly, obviously, with Sure Start, it's the early years stage, and that just sense of community, that community support to help navigate the various ups and downs, and the to have that sense of community. And so we know community is really, really important. And that was why with Changing Cycles, I wanted to set up a community interest company, because I felt that community was at the heart of what we wanted to do and what we wanted to create. So I know your journey also took you to do your yoga teacher training as well. When was that? I can't
2016.
2016. And how did you find that journey? I guess here, yoga has become so popular and so commonplace, and obviously it is part of your tradition. So tell us a little bit about what that journey was like to actually do the teacher training as well.
Yeah, it was quite interesting. At that moment, I was coming out of my depression, sort of thing. So I didn't know I was in depression, and I was slowly coming out of it. And yoga helped me a lot. And that's when I had a problem of sciatica. So yoga really helped me a lot to come out through all of those. And before that, I did teach children meditation with Lorraine from Scotland, and that was the start of my journey into meditation and yoga again. And yoga has been helpful. I taught for 2 or 3 years, but then COVID hit, and due to some personal reasons, I had to stop it. I'm getting back into it, and I love the meditation bit of it more than the asanas. And yoga is not what we think actually is happening here. It's not only about the movement of the body; it's again a holistic approach. So it's more about your body, mind, and soul together.
Yeah.
So there's more to it.
Yeah. And I think that's the space is that we can have various different pieces of our lives, and then they come together at the right time. So what was the inspiration? I know you mentioned there that from childhood, you'd always wanted to, I guess, have a sole purpose, where you kind of felt that doing something different would be, was your calling, or what you could offer into the world. And what was it particularly about changing cycles and our ethos that drew you, or kind of called you, or attracted you?
That's what attracted me was the moon and the cycles. That was the one thing. It was just an eye opener for me. And when I knew that, I thought I haven't been in sync with the moon. I haven't really tuned into it. That's what I would say. But as a child, as a very little child, I was very intuitive and listening to myself. But later on, as I became a teenager and everything, you always go in the wrong path. I wouldn't say the wrong path, but the right path to lead me to where I am today. So, but if I had known something more different at that time, I think I would have made the right choices, and life could have been something different, not making the same mistakes again and again. But 2020, the things have started changing for me. My body has started changing. Maybe I'm in my perimenopause, and that brought me back. And I was thinking, changing cycles will be. I have no problems in my periods. Nothing. Touch wood. Everything went well for me. So nothing of that sort. But this change in my menopause cycle and everything, that has brought me back. And I always love to teach young children about their body, about how divine it is, and how to take care of it, and how much importance they need to give to it. We always give importance to others, to please others, and to do things for others, but not to ourselves. And I am one of that person, always trying to please others and to accept myself. It has been a very, very hard journey, and even now I'm going through it. So I would love children to know about it at very young age, so they can deal and help themselves in better ways. That's what I would like to take to the world, and changing cycles was an inspiration for me to start there on there.
Brilliant. Yeah, I love what you say there. That connection to ourselves, and so many of us go through our lives, and we're very aware of our circadian rhythms, our day and night rhythm, and the relevance of that. We still sometimes try to push the boundaries, wakening when it's particularly, we're recording this in December, so we're in the darkest time of year in Ireland. And many of us will still have to get up, whether it's bright or whether it's dark, or do whatever. But we're aware of that impact and that change. And for me, it was really life-changing when I became much more aware of that lunar cycle, that infraradium cycle that women have over the 28 days as well, and how important it is for us to acknowledge those changing energy phases. And I've seen that personally in my own life, and then in the lives of women that I've supported and mentored, and some of my clients. So, and I think, exactly as you say, if we have that from a young age, we have a deeper connection to ourselves, we have a deeper respect for ourselves, we have less of the shame and stigma and all of that can happen as a result of just not knowing, and living disconnected from self and from the world around. So and I know you've enhanced our mentorship team so greatly, Suriya, with your insights and your skills and your beautiful artistic creativity. I know it's one of your mandalas is on the wall there behind you. So it's been such a joy to have you as part of our team. So tell me, in 2024, I mean, we did the Change in Cycles mentor training, and that was our kind of pilot space training, and you know, yourself and Chloe and Mary and Sarah came on board for that, really very much from a place of trust for me, trusting that what would unfold in the 9-month journey would serve us and would support us, and that we would then be able to bring the programs out into our own communities. And it was really important that that was done at a pace that was going to work, because some of these topics are big topics and they require us to do some inner work and inner processing, and they can bring things to the surface. So we're now kind of ready in 2024 to bring that journey out into the world, having had the training space and then a little bit of time for that all to land and digest and now come out. Can you tell us a little bit about how the training journey was for you, or the mentorship journey over the last, I guess, year, just over a year, and then maybe move into some of your plans for 2024?
Yeah, when we started the mentorship last year, you know, I knew Sarah before that, and Chloe and Mary were totally new for me. But the energies were so really helpful. You know, I felt initially the first week was getting to know each other, but then on, you know, it was really a very comfortable space and a very helpful space for each other. And I've learned a lot through the mentorship. And each week, each month, we'll learn something new, and those words would keep resonating, and a bit of change in all of us. And when we come back and share it, it was mind blowing for me how these little things just over 2 days, you know, whatever we could talk and how things could change so much in each one of us. And especially this month has been, last month and this month has been a big change for me. I think everything has come together and it has hit me now. So I'm still in the journey of finding myself, and Changing Cycles has been, the mentorship training has been really, really helpful for me. And to be part of the group where I can trust and then I can open up, and having a thought that I belong and somebody will be there for me to go and share my thoughts. That was a real good space for me, because I always felt that I don't belong here. So this was a real space there where I could really feel comfortable, and I'm really grateful for that, for whatever journey I've gone through.
And I know we're very grateful to have had you as part of that space, as indeed each of us, because that was, you know, I guess it was our uniqueness, each of us bringing our own strengths, our own qualities, our own personalities, and yet being united in this vision that we wanted a world where the cyclical nature of women was acknowledged, was supported, and you know, so we really focused on what united us, and brought that space together, which was yeah, it just all felt so perfectly guided and perfectly aligned as we were journeying through the year. And what I love as well, Suriya, there is that, you know, sometimes we want instant results, and in a linear world that tells us we go from A to B and then this is what the outcome will be, it's really important to realize that often that's not actually how it is. So, you know, after 9 months and the different things that landed over the 9 months, and then you're in a space now where that is integrating for you in the last kind of 2 months. And that for me is really, really powerful. And that's where, with some of the programs that we're going to offer in 2024, we're looking at a 9-month journey, because and that's not, you know, that's not a mistake. The 9 months, the 9 months in the womb, all of that space that is relevant. And it can often take that time. It can take that time of committing to yourself, showing up for yourself month in, month out, showing up for each other, and allowing the transformations to happen, sometimes subtly, sometimes much bigger, and then to trust that it's a process it's a journey rather than a destination.
And I always relate to the mandala that I made, the tricycle in between, and the four seasons.
Yes.
Like four of us, we all have our different energies. So I feel there is a winter person, there is a autumn person, a summer and a spring person in our group, in all places.
Beautiful. I love that, actually. Yeah, that's an analogy I hadn't really thought about. So yes, keep an eye on our socials for some of the those imageries and the products that we have connected to those analogies and stuff as well. So tell me, Suriya, what is your dream, your hope for 2024? And this is about sowing seeds really in this conversation. So like everything, life will unfold as it's meant to. However, it's always lovely to share our vision, our intentions, our hopes, our dreams, and that can add a certain bit of magic to them as well.
Yeah. Like I've told already, I always love to work with younger children, like teenage and younger children. I want them to have that knowledge about their own body and the divine space within us. So I would love to take this to my home country and do it in the schools like what we do it here. I don't know how it's going to be received back at home, but that is my vision. I would love to do that, and to even serve the local community if there is any space for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And, and I think that's the joy of modern technology, isn't it? That we can consider, you being based here and running a program in India or, wherever. We're not bound any longer by physical constraints.
Yeah.
And, while we can talk about the downsides of technology and all of that aspect, it's also really important to acknowledge that positive side as well. So, well, Suriya, I'm certainly looking forward to what 2024 brings and holds for you and for Changing Cycles as a whole. We will be sharing details of our plans and our programs over the next wee while. So for anyone who's interested in finding out about any of those, do stay connected with us through our social media, subscribe for our newsletter, and we will keep you all posted and in touch. So thank you for listening in. If you've made it this far, it's been lovely to share a little bit of our thoughts, our musings, and to introduce you to Suriya here today. And I will be back in the next few weeks with interviews with Chloe and Sarah and Mary then as well. And we'll maybe do one with a few other people also. So it'll be good to have these happening on a more regular basis. Take care, everyone. Thank you for joining us.